We'd like to welcome T-John Lucas and Coach Pope to the podium. T-John Lucas will give the opening statement.
First, I'd like to say, give St. Mary's credit, for the whole 40 minutes. It was a rough one. We were throwing blows back to each other for 40 minutes, and they fought hard. But at the end of the day, I think we came out, knew what we was expecting, and we knew they weren't going to give us, early catches. And it showed in the first couple minutes of the game we couldn't even get the ball. We had a couple turnovers, and then finally we settled in and we were able to run our offense. But they're a tough physical team, and I'm just glad we came and fought with adversity and came out with the win. And I would like to say I had a merch drop and merchandise drop.
Here we go.
So with steel hats, which I'm wearing right now. So I think that on the court, like Coach said last game, force. And so I think I found my purpose on the court, and that's playing with force. And so, it goes with my hat. It has a basketball symbol and symbolizes what's your purpose in life and trying to find that. And so since Coach came up with the force idea, and that's what, I think my purpose is on this floor, I want to present him with a hat.
Let's go. Let's go. Can I have to keep it flat, or can I do like old school? Oh, I'm sorry. I look amazing.
No.
Thank you, man. I love it.
No,
I love
for sure.
it. That is awesome.
Coach, the Gales shoot 29%. You hold them to 17% from three. Where does this rank in your mind from a defensive standpoint at your time at BYU?
Yeah, I was really proud of our guys. I thought defensively we were near flawless with a couple exceptions. One being the last 10 minutes on the glass got really just tricky. But that's what St. Mary's is. I mean, they're just a great physical, grinded-out team. But, you think about I thought Alex Barcelo was tremendous on the defensive end tonight in terms of making reads and covering gaps. I thought T-John Lucas we talked about this so much, he's such a huge IQ defensive player. I thought he was fantastic. I thought Seneca Knight, Dukas kind of got going a little bit, and so Sen went in, and I thought he was really, really solid. He's actually our number one points per possession, plus minus. It's a little bit of a complicated number, but points per possession plus minus guy on defense. I thought he was terrific tonight. I thought Atiki was terrific tonight. I'm super proud of him. Yes.
Oh yeah.
A young man who's been through a lot, who hasn't had a ton of time, and then at our biggest game so far this season, we knew we had to throw him out there, and he had to play minutes against a young man in Toss who's shooting 74% from the field the last 5 games and averages 17 points a game and is an unstoppable force in the middle. And we weren't bringing a double team; we were just bringing a dig once in a while, and I thought he was terrific. So couldn't be more proud of our guys. We ran into a little issue with a 1-3 ball screen switch at the end of the first half, but the staff did a nice job fixing it, and our guys did a nice job responding to it, and they kind of tricked us with the OKC late that actually didn't end up in a bucket, but otherwise I thought our guys were tremendous. When you have a quarterback out there defensively like T-John, it makes your life easy. And then Alex, like I said, Alex was right there too, both being great tonight. So unbelievable effort defensively from our guys.
What was the message to the team coach when you guys got down 7-0? Because with St. Mary's, possessions are so difficult. What was the message after that 7-0 start?
We sat down in the huddle, and I just looked the guys in the eye, and I just said, "Hey guys, this is going to be a dogfight, no cap, right?" And they were just, what you laughing about in the back, man? What you laughing about? And these guys knew. Listen, I'm telling you, one of the special things, and T-John is like the perfect example. Our guys are masters of absorbing frustration, yes?
No, yes.
Like, we can just absorb a lot of frustration. Where frustration turns most teams and most people sideways, it turns me sideways. My team is like, hey, we'll absorb it. We understand. Like, we understand this is not a game of perfection. It's a game of perfect effort. And so we didn't need to say a lot. We knew, this. I think what was, guys? Was it 8 minutes left or 10 minutes left? The score was 9-7, and it's just how it was. Last year I think in here it was 23-21 at halftime, give or take a point or two, and This St. Mary's team, you know, they I think early on in our tenure in the WCC, we were trying to be like, we're not going to let St. Mary's play this way. We're going to like somehow get tempo and pace the game. And that's just, I mean, I'm not smart enough to figure out how to do that. So we just got to try and beat them at the game they want to play. And these guys did it in large part because they absorbed so much frustration, and that includes being down 7-0 and just absorbing that frustration.
T-John, you guys went 1 for 13 from 3 tonight. Can you talk about trying to generate offense without relying on the three-pointer?
I think we've showed in the beginning of the year that, you know, without our shot falling, we still have a chance to win. And that's something that I think is great for us because, you know, some teams live and die by the three. And, you know, we just find different ways to win out there. In the beginning of the season, you know, we struggled, but, you know, I'm not concerned really about it as long as we just keep taking the great shots and, you know, they'll eventually start falling. So, you know, 1 for 13, I'm not really worried about that because, you know, the last couple of games we've been shooting great. But, you know, we just got to keep shooting, keep owning our shots, and then some nights we're going to hit, some nights we're not. So we're just glad we got the win.
T-John, you guys forced 19 turnovers, and I think they came in averaging around 12. Could you sense the frustration in their offensive side with what you guys were doing defensively?
Yeah, I think our guys did a great job in paying attention to the scouting report. There's a lot of guys, you know, schemes and things that we switched up a couple of times during the game, and, you know, credit those young guys, Foose and Caleb and those guys just being able to talk out there on the floor. It's a loud building, you know. We had 17,000 plus in here, and those guys, you know, talking to us, letting us know when screens are coming and paying attention to the scouting report and when we switch defensive coverages. So, you know, I think we did a great job and just, you know, turning them over and making them do things that they didn't want to do.
Coach, second year in a row, you guys have had a lot of success against Kuzi. I mean, he ends up with 0 assists, only 5 points. What is it? I mean, last year was Gideon. This year, what was the success on Kuzi this time coming off the bench?
Yeah, I'll tell you what was really good was our guys were just super faithful about kind of handling downs. Our guys, listen, it's hard to jump into a weekend down and actually get under. Like, that's super hard. And it actually gave us a real tough time at St. Mary's last year. You know, kind of end of the first half, beginning of the second half was really hard for us. And so, you know, Alex Barcelo did an unbelievable job about taking the best route so he could get back in front. The only way they really hurt us, they hurt us with the short roll a little bit. We were stuck in a week on a high ball screen. They did it a couple times early, but our guys did a great job adjusting. And it's just the intensity of that guard, like, responding right away. The other thing that was really good from us that I was super proud of was our young bigs. So we spent a lot of time in V-backs. It was just the nature of the games that we just had to handle a V-back. And these guys did a great job about staying down and moving their feet and catching the second move and catching the third move. And that was a huge improvement over last year. Matt Harm's going to be mad at me for saying that, but it was just these guys were terrific. They did a nice job. So it was a combination of those two guys, both seeing them, and the guards doing a great job being physical and forceful on the V-back, and then switching the switch was really good.
What have you seen as a teammate of Atiki's, the growth he's made from his first practice to now?
It's night and day. Like, I'm so proud of him. You know, he played, you know, how many minutes did he play today? He played basically 15 minutes today. Mm-hmm. And, you know, he was out there, you know, playing with force, you know, being out there talking screens out, blocking shots, making jump hooks, and we're just getting the start of what he's going to be. And I'm just, you know, super proud of him because he's been working hard in practice. And so now he's able to come out in the game and show it. And, you know, you can't ask enough for Tiki. He's a great guy, you know, great listener. And, you know, he's just been playing hard, you know. In AAA, you always can rely on him.
Was that something new for him to kind of be communicating on the court? Because I know, Coach, you've noted that, you know, communication's been something that's been a little bit of a process. Was that kind of new for you guys to see that from Atiki?
Yeah, he at first, you know, you got to give him, you know, credit. He's learning English, so he's struggling. But at the end of the day, as long as we hear something, you know, that's what we say. As long as you hear something, we know something's coming. So, you know, he's learning at a fast pace, and you know, we're just gonna keep working with him. But he did a great job tonight, and you know, I'm just proud of Atiki.
The last couple minutes against Pacific, he played the last 2 minutes and 30 seconds, was unbelievable. Like, he was so good. And then tonight, he was flawless on the defensive end. he was flawless. And you guys could feel his length out there, right? Like his length challenge shots, 15 minutes, 3 block shots, and probably 3 altered shots just with his length. I thought he was incredible. And he's really blessed to have mentors like Tijon and Alex that are taking care of him. We had to have him. We talked about it the last 48 hours. We had to have him, and he delivered. He was great.
Coach, over 17,000 in attendance. What kind of impact did this crowd have in this game?
Man, it's amazing. Like, playing in front of that crowd is like extra energy out there, and we can't thank Cougar Nation enough. The Rock and all the fans that traveled here from out of state, in state, and just playing it, something like that, don't get that everywhere. I don't think there's nowhere in the country right now getting 17,000 plus fans in their conference games right now. And so, we're blessed to have those fans, and we can't thank them enough for coming out and supporting us, because when they're out there, they give us extra energy.
I'm forcing myself. Like, I never do this. I never hear anything. Like, I'm forcing myself now. The last few games, just be like, I got to find a second. I just got to find a moment in the game to just like appreciate what's happening in this building. What these guys are helping make happen, and Cougar Nation is making happen in this building. And I'll tell you, it goes so deep with me. I'm so happy for St. Mary's. Like, I'm so happy that they get to, as a college basketball player, those kids are working really, really hard too. And the fact that they get to come in this building and experience the highest, most perfect, wonderful college basketball atmosphere, in this building with 17.5, like every young person dreams of that. And like, what's happening in this building is incredible. And it's a gift to us. I mean, it's a massive gift to us. Tijon was really not interested until I told him we were going to be at like 17. He'd be like, oh, I'll come then. Like, I'll come make my movie. But it's also a blessing to all these teams that come in here and play. These kids work so hard, man, and to come and be able to feel the energy in this building, my goodness, it's great.
Coach, you mentioned a TT. He was in for good chunks of that 10-ish minute stretch that you held him for the first half. But you had a really long lineup around him. Like Seneca was in there, Spence was in there, I think Bruce was in there for part of that time. What did you like about that long lineup that kind of just walked them down so well?
Yeah, in the first half, our efficiency offensively, defensively with Seneca and Gideon in the floor was really special. Spence is always great, right? And then Atiki. And so all of a sudden we just had a lot. You're exactly right. We had a lot of length on the floor. And those guys, I thought they were terrific. I thought both Gideon and Seneca gave us a huge lift on the defensive end and the offensive end. So we'd actually been bugging Seneca for a while. St. Mary's, we finished the game with 7 assists, and it's probably a miracle we got to 7, right? But Seneca is such an important piece of our team. We've been talking about this for weeks about, like, Sen, I'm telling you, the St. Mary's game's coming up, and that's a place where you're going to be able to show a little bit, like, you're going to give us something we don't have. And you saw it in the first half, him getting downhill, getting to 2 feet, and just taking the physicality of the game and finishing. He did in the second half too. And I thought Gideon made some huge plays. He had one of the most extraordinary rebounds I've ever seen. It was incredible in front of our bench. And so those guys helped us a lot.
Coach, you've noted, many times that facing Gonzaga is a gift, being in this league. Can you describe what it's going to be like to transition from St. Mary's and then Gonzaga, just the difference in styles between those two teams?
I mean, it's like polar opposites, right? The score of this game was 9-7 with 8 minutes left of the first half, and I think the last time we went to Gonzaga, it was like 24-2 in the first 2 minutes of the game with 18 minutes left. And we know that we understand the challenge that is. I mean, you're going up there to play, probably still to this day the best team in college basketball right now, or top 3 team in college basketball, and you're playing them in their building where they're really good and they're amazingly fresh because they had some time, and it's a big time challenge. And it's interesting. We get to go St. Mary's on the road, Gonzaga on the road, San Francisco. I don't know if the league is mad at us for leaving or whatever, but we're the only team that's doing that. And we're excited for the challenge. Bring it. Let's go.
Who's tasked with the scout for that one?
Well, Tijon he'll be up all night tonight preparing the scout, right? T, you working on that?
I already got it done.
I actually don't even know. We'll find that out tonight. So.
They scored 117 tonight.
Yeah, they're pretty. They're so they scored more points than both us and St. Mary's combined. Like 20 more points.
Coach, how excited are you to go over against Gonzaga? I mean, this had to be one of those days where you're transferring to BYU and you go, yeah, I want to play those guys, right?
I mean, this is what me and Alex came back for, these kind of games. St. Mary's, Gonzaga, and then, hopefully, our goal is to go in there and snag one from them. So, super excited. It's going to be another, fight, 40 minutes. And, we just got to, prepare this week and get on the road and bring that fight on the road.
Find your purpose, guys.
Yes.
Where can we buy the hats?
Steel.com.
Steel dog. I don't know if I'm actually allowed to say that. I didn't say it. You said it.
Yeah, I said it.
If we use that quote in our story, you gotta pay us something.
I like it. Next press conference, T-Dog have hats for everybody.
Send me an invoice. Invoice it.
Thank you, guys.